Yep, it's us. We're back again with another one. Because I am his mom.
I am her son.
How y'all doing out there tonight? I hope y'all are truly blessed and y'all are having a good night. Enjoying whatever weather you have to deal with at the moment. Smile in the midst of. So tonight topic is what's the nice topic?
Nice topic.
What's the nice topic? So we kind of this is one that my son came up with, and I'm gonna give a couple of viewpoints. I'm gonna give my
What's that?
viewpoint, and then I'm going to give society's viewpoint, and then I'm gonna give my viewpoint, and then I'll give society's viewpoint, then let my son give his viewpoint, and then I'm gonna give my viewpoint. I'm gonna do it like that. But tonight's topic is: would you rather grow up rich or poor? That was your idea. Growing up rich or poor, would you rather? Or either.
That's something I really care.
That it was your idea. We can change the topic.
No, we can talk about it.
Cause look, don't do me. We can change the topic then. Anyway, so I did some research because I have my own idea when it comes to this. I really do. But I did some research, and let me tell you what the research said. Y'all know I'm a researcher. Don't act. I see you scrunching up your face like here she go again. Yep, here I go again. So sit back and listen. Just look. This is how you learn something. You listen. Anyway, so when discussing pros and cons of being poor, it is important to distinguish between the systemic reality of poverty, which is overwhelmingly negative, and the adaptive traits of hidden lessons. So basically, the cons is the reality of being poor, the poverty premium, chronic stress and mental health, cognitive load, health disparities, institutional barriers, and for let me break it down. The poverty premium is ironically, it is often more expensive to be poor. Low income individuals frequently pay more for basic services because they cannot afford bulk purchases, lack the credit for low interest loans, or face as the ghetto taxes in parentheses, like high fees at check cashing stores. Chronic stress and mental health is living in a state of constant financial insecurity, which creates toxic stress. This keeps the body in a perpetual fight or flight mode, which is linked to higher rates of anxiety, depression, and heart disease. Cognitive load. Research into the scarcity of mindset shows that worrying about immediate survival, food, rent, consumes significantly mental bandwidth, making it harder to focus on long term planning or education. Health disparities. Limited access to nutritious deserts, and preventative health care leads to higher rates of chronic illness and a lower life expectancy compared to wealthier counterparts. And then institutional barriers. Poverty often limits access to high quality education, legal representation, and professional networks, making it difficult to achieve upward mobility. Now, on the flip side of that, the pros, adaptive strengths and perspectives. Like when you and the pros of being impoverished is resilience and resourcefulness, stronger community bonds, empathy and compassion, freedom from lifestyles creep, and grit. So resilience and resourcefulness. Out of necessity, people living in poverty often become expert problem solvers. That includes DIY skills, finding creative ways to stretch a dollar, and navigating complete social systems. Stronger community bonds. Low income communities often rely on mutual aid, sharing food, childcare, or transportation. This can lead to a deeper sense of communal solidarity and social wealth that is sometimes absent in more individualistic, wealthy circles. Empathy and compassion. Studies suggest that people who have experienced hardship are often more attuned to the suffering of others and are statistically more likely to give a higher percentage of their limited income to charity or neighbors in need. Freedom and lifestyle creep. Some find that without the pressure to maintain a high status lifestyle, there is a certain clarity about what truly matters: relationships, health, experiences versus material accumulation, and grit. The ability to preserve through extreme adversity, and a trait that is channeled into other areas of life later on, can lead to significant success. So now that's about being poor. We're gonna do on the second half, we're gonna do the rich. So what do you think about that? What's your concept with that?
So, can you hear me? I hope you
Yeah.
can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with a lot of that stuff. Some things I feel like, yeah. I mean, like I feel like growing up poor makes you more appreciative of things. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to work harder to get it. Unlike those who are born into money and they can just easily go buy whatever they want. I feel like when people work hard for their money, they treat the things that they bought a lot better than the rich people. And I could be wrong about this, but I've known some rich people. I've known some people who, some rich people don't even care about having money. They don't even care about, what it means that they have wealth because they grew up with it so much that they don't even know what it means to be without money. So they don't even know that they wouldn't know they would know the difference if it happened to them. But what I'm saying is, it's like a person who's poor. Once they get money, they would know what to do with it. They probably be broke within a long time. But a person who's rich, they get poor, gonna be the same thing. They're gonna lose their mind because they've never been without money. They're not gonna know. Oh man, how do I? You know what? And I take that first statement back. And I'm gonna explain why. But the rich is gonna be. I don't. How do I? How do I turn this dollar into this? How do I do this? How do I? I just had this. Like I should have learned how to maintain this money while I had it. I should have learned how to invest this money when I had it. Now it's too late. Where on the flip side, the poor people, I ain't even gonna say poor people, I'm gonna say the less fortunate, the ones who have to grind for their money. The ones who have to, pay taxes and rely on tax season to get back so they can get back so they can do it all over again. I'm talking to y'all people, the one in the middle and low tax bracket. When
Right.
they get money, they know exactly what to do with it because they've had to struggle and they had to budget with little money. So as soon as they get some big money, that's the first thing they're gonna do is budget. All right, I got $100,000 now. I'm making 100,000 a month now. Whoo, okay. My rent is 5,000. Dang, that leaves you with 95,000. And now they finna. Okay, now I can say this. I can say 2,000 a month for vacation time. I could put this in this. Okay, I'm $1,000 for gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is just to make sure that they got money to. And this is just how they think it is because they make 100 grand a month. They got to make sure they can take care of their regular life now. You know what I'm saying? Like things don't change. The only thing changed for them is how much money they're budgeting now. They go from budgeting $1,000 a month to 10,000 a month to 100,000 a month, and it's easy for them. And
Right.
like you said, it creates a different type of appreciation in the world. And when you talk to people about business, about doing things, and they know that you came from the struggle, they know that you came from trying, then it makes them appreciate what you do a lot more, and it makes them want to work with you a lot harder because they know that you have things to lose. You know what I'm saying? Versus you dealing with somebody rich who ain't got nothing to lose. It's just another tax write off if they mess up. You know what I'm saying? They could. I just filed bankruptcy off this, man. It's trust fund stuff, man. I'll get this back. You know what I'm saying? That you wouldn't want to do business with somebody like that because if they lose, they lose. But they really ain't lost. You want to work with
Okay.
somebody who's if they lose, oh yeah, he I know he ain't gonna want to lose because if he lose this, he lose. So I'd rather work with somebody like that. If I had two people come to me with $1 million, it'd be the one who ain't rich. That I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. The one who's rich, as soon as we mess up, as soon as something go wrong, hey, like we gotta figure out a way to come back. Well, you need to figure out a way to come back. I'm about to go back to my daddy's business. He told me I can come back to work on.
I can see that.
Versus you
All
and that
right.
guy, y'all both struggling together. Yo, hey, look, we just made this little mistake. We gotta, all right, look how we're gonna do this. You know, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. You know, it makes it a lot better. You know, and that's just my opinion. Man, not all rich people are um frivolous with their money and just doing whatever they want and just spending it however they want. Some are very, very, very cautious, very, very responsible with their bread, and I will give that to them. But I feel like growing up like me, I wouldn't say that we grew up poor. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say that I grew because I remember my Christmases. I remember getting whatever I wanted when I was little. But like when I look at my pictures, like when I was a baby, Jordans on my feet. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't until I got older, you know, and where I had to not even older in the middle stage where it was like, okay, now you need to appreciate the things that's bought for you because I wasn't appreciating the shoes and stuff that was bought for me. So then I had to appreciate the Skechers and the Payless shoes, and I did. You know what I'm saying? And I went from wearing uh Nike and Jordan clothing to FUBU and South Pole. I stopped wearing FUBU and South Pole. I started wearing regular clothes. Can't even remember if it was name brand or not. I remember a few Sean Johns and stuff, but it was like teaching me to value clothes and teaching me to value money, you know? So by the time I got older in high school, when we was living in California, I learned how to not care about the name brand but care more about how it looked. And I wouldn't care what
Right.
nobody said. Like if it looked good, I was gonna buy it and I was wearing it. Like for me, I like that. Oh, I like that. Like, oh, you wearing some K Swish? I like these K Swish. What you talking about?
Yeah,
Like, oh
I
no,
remember that.
don't nobody wear no K
Yeah,
Swish. I do. I like the way it look. Oh, you wearing Adidas? Man, yeah, I wear Adidas. Ain't nothing wrong with Adidas.
because
I
I
see
could say
everybody else wearing
growing up,
Nikes and stuff.
yeah,
Like,
growing up,
nah.
I made sure to make sure y'all always. I don't know why I liked the and ones, and
Oh yeah.
that's the only shoe I would buy for y'all. Y'all didn't wear nothing but Nike and ones. Period. Point blank. Y'all ain't putting nothing. Look, y'all. I don't care what's on your body, as long as you decent and dressed, but on your feet, you had on some Nike and ones. Period. Point blank. Every time. That's what I was buying. I wasn't buying nothing else but them. When y'all switched up on me, especially when the middle one went to wearing Vans, I was like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, I never got into
Vans?
that.
I'm like, really, dude? Vans? That's what like. I
Uh-huh.
walk in the store, I'm like, okay, go pick out your Nikes. And he's like, I don't want to wear them no more. You don't want to wear what no more? Vans? You want what? I was like, yeah, I was over it. I was so over it. So over it. I was like, man, Nikes are the best shoe out there. What are you talking about? But
And for me, it was all about the fact that uh, now that I'm making my own money, I can buy whatever
yeah,
dress.
you went to Jordan's. I was ticked. I wanted y'all to wear Nikes forever.
I like Jordans. But I didn't like
I
just Jordan.
know.
It was K Swiss, Adidas. I kept all of them.
And now
I
and
just
here
didn't
it
wear
is.
Fila's.
I wanted y'all to wear Nikes forever.
That's crazy.
Hey,
But I
that was
will
my
say
favorite
this,
shoe.
like, man, I don't. This is gonna be bogus
Okay,
for the
so I'm gonna
people
give
who
you my
start
point of
listening to
view.
this.
I think
Okay.
the in some aspects, I think it's better to have low income, and people may think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna give you a reason why. Because when y'all was growing up, even though we weren't poor, we weren't able to do everything like rich people could do. Like I couldn't send y'all to camps and y'all wanted to do that. I couldn't send y'all um to different like things and or because I ain't had to like the fees or whatever. But then I thought about it. Here's the pros. Later on in life, when all those situations of boys being SA at these little camps and stuff, I would have, do you know, baby. And I used to always say, I thank goodness I didn't have the money to send y'all away to these different summer camps. And so not having the money to do that, what I wanted to do, avoided the possibility of something like that happening to y'all when y'all was out of my care and supposedly in the hands of someone that was a trusting adult. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hello? So
Why you just hear me say, mm-hmm?
oh so basically on that aspect, like different camps
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't mind. Now I did like it was like of course certain things also basically I don't know, I think because didn't y'all didn't grow up with a silver spoon in y'all mouth, like you said, y'all were able to respect the concept of the dollar. It wasn't like my mama got it, so whatever. You know, like no, my mama gotta work for this. You
Right.
know, this ain't just coming easy. She has to work for this. So I need to appreciate the fact that she got to work for it, especially when you had to start working and you was like, man, you like, man. I was like, yeah, I know. And so yeah, so in a way, I mean, some things I wish I was able to do more, like prom things and things of that nature and graduation things. Um, huh?
No, yeah.
But other than that, you just save. Like you say, you save your budget, you do what you gotta do. And I not having a slew of money allowed me to be able to budget and save um and I appreciated things more. I appreciated things more. Like when I wanted something and I knew how I would break it down. Remember, because I showed you plenty of times how to break something down to save for it. And once I accomplished it, I mean, yeah, would it have been easier if I would have had the money? And yeah, but guess what? Had a roof over your head, food on the table, clothes on your back. So to me, we was like this says, rich in other ways. So in a way, if it was a always been a pro, and more of a pro to for our financial situation than the con, especially since I never was rich, so I don't know how it feels to be. So I wasn't losing nothing.
Right.
So that's my aspect on um what I feel. So now, so and then like say community, you meet a lot of people, you going out. The chronic stress, the chronic stress of the mental health, that is because when you are financially lacking, you are going, because you check to check, you're living check to check, and that causes anxiety. That can cause anxiety and depression. Um,
Yeah.
But you,
It
unless you,
can.
huh?
I say, yeah, it can.
Right.
It definitely
So,
can. Yeah.
um, and so that's the bad thing about it. Um, you don't know. You hoping like, oh, keep the, like basically keep the lights off, cut the gas down low. You trying to maintain a certain budget so that you is not overwhelming, but still, like when the bills come in, you looking at your bank account and you looking at your paycheck like, okay, I got to rob Peter to pay Paul. You know, um, let me see, I'm gonna move this here, and then I'm gonna do that. That's stressful when you have to constantly negotiate and rearrange your money to make sure stuff is paid and your accounts is not. That right there is stressful. So it's not like, so growing up in that aspect, because I was a single mother, I didn't want to be rich. I just wanted to be able to pay my bills comfortably without worrying about it or the agitation about it, if that makes sense. So
Mhm.
that was, one of the cons for me, basically. But as far as food, I always have food. If nothing else, I was keeping food. Made sure y'all ate. Um. So okay, I'm gonna say the rich part. Uh,
Okay.
So I said the pros of being rich: power and protection. The primary advantage of wealth is not just luxury, but the reduction of friction in life, health and
Mm.
longevity, autonomy and time wealth, the safety net, generational advantage, generational advantage. So health and longevity. On average, the wealthiest 1% live about 10 to 15 years longer than the poorest 1%. Wealth provides access to better nutrition, the best medical care, and health security, the ability to catch and treat issues early. I don't believe that. Anyway, autonomy and time wealth. Money allows people to buy back their time by outsourcing chores and unpleasant tasks. This sense of control over one's schedule is one of the strongest predictors of life satisfaction. The safety net. Wealth acts as a massive psychological buffer. An expensive car repair or medical bill that would be a catastrophe for most is merely a minor inconvenience for the rich, significantly lowering day to day survival stress. Okay, and generational advantage. Wealth provides social capital, access to elite networks, better educational opportunities for children, and the ability to fund philanthropic causes that create a lasting legacy. I got issues with some of that too. Cons. Oh, that was the pros. I mean, yeah, right. Cons: the empathy gap. Multiple studies, such as the famous UC Berkeley Monopoly experiment, suggest that as people become wealthier, they tend to become less adept at reading others' emotions and may act more entitled. Isolation and trust issues. Wealthy can make it difficult to form genuine friendships. The rich often struggles with motivational doubt, the nagging question of whether people like them for who they are or for what they have. The toxic money mindset. Behavioral scientists have found that many wealthy individuals fall into a cycle of one-upmanship. Since wealth is relative, there's often a constant pressure to maintain status, leading to lifestyles creep where no amount of money feels like enough. Affluenza and parenting. Children are very wealthy families in very wealthy families can face higher rates of depression and substance abuse. This is often attributed to high pressure to excel. isolation from busy parents, and a lack of grit that comes from overcoming obstacles. Loss of privacy. Extreme wealth often brings public scrutiny. This can lead to stealth wealth, where individuals feel they must hide their success to avoid judgment, resentment, or being treated like a walking ATM by friends and family. So those are the cons. So what you think on that? Want me to go first?
Yeah. That's a good
All right, so I'm gonna hit the pros. Now we gonna
one.
do this. Um, so one thing, I guess with the con and the pro, it was the same, but now the health and longevity. On average, the wealthiest 1% live about 10 to 15 years longer than the poorest 1%. I can see that because they're not eating the same. But however, I can see what they say the 1%, because I've known, like, you didn't see it back then because it was no videos and all this mainstream, but it has known, like, by me being on Instagram and stuff like that, where I have seen healthy people, um young healthy people with money dying from heart attacks and this and that. So money don't necessarily mean longevity. Some of it will, depends on how you um treat yourself, but it doesn't necessarily mean longevity. Um, because you feel when you got money, you can eat what you want to eat, and when you're eating what you want to eat, I would say about 80% of it is not healthy no way, unless you're eating ain't putting this much salt in it, you ain't using grease, you ain't using oil, you ain't frying foods all the time, you baking because that's the healthiest. It's so even with money, you have to maintain that lifestyle. It ain't the and the poor can maintain a healthy lifestyle too. Fruits and vegetables, baking all day food, So I think with that, it all depends on how you live,
Yeah.
regardless of how much money you have. Okay, and then that money allows people to buy back their time by outsourcing chores and unpleasant tasks. That that's a pro, yeah. But then, what are you gaining? What knowledge are you gaining? Um, with constantly outsourcing stuff, how's you learning to do anything on your own? It was I had a friend, no, wrong word. I had an associate who was like, it was crazy to me. He was like in his 30s. And he came from a nice wealthy background. Um couldn't even wash his clothes. He didn't know how
What?
to do he didn't even know how to wash clothes. He didn't know how to the man couldn't even boil a pot of water. And I'm like, how's you surviving? Like, he went from he never could stay in a relationship. He literally went from girlfriend to girlfriend to girlfriend to girlfriend. And the reason he kept going from these different girlfriends, because they was like, I want a man, not a child. You can't do crap. You, because he was so used to having the maids that did everything. He never cooked. He didn't have to wash his clothes. He didn't have to do this. He didn't have to do that. And what woman want to put up with that? I can understand if you can do it, and we're doing it together, and I need you to you're helping me. But the fact that I have to do it for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, Negro, please, you need to go back home to your mama who was to that maid, because I ain't the one. So I don't think, I don't think that's a pro. The safety net. Now, yep, I can see that. Wealth acts as a massive psychological buffer, an expensive car repair, a medical bill. True. I can see that if things break down, you can get it fixed and you ain't got to worry about it. So, yeah. And also, however, if you think about it,
Shoot, my bad.
um, but on the flip side, if you think about it, most African Americans that invented stuff is because they were poor, and so they
Real
had
what?
to. Most African Americans who all invented things was
Mhm.
because they didn't have the money to just go out and buy stuff or go out and repair stuff. They had to invent stuff to make their lives easier. So if they could have bought these things, they wouldn't have they wouldn't have been sitting down some okay, I need to know how to do this to, and they wouldn't have came up with that invention. So on the flip side of that, being able to have that DIY mindset, because you can't, like me, I grew up a single mama, but my daddy taught me how to repair my car, because so I he has the money to repair his car. I know how to repair mine, and I'm keeping my money. Which, so think about it. I don't have to pay the next person, so I don't have to that expense. I know how to fix my car. Not everybody know how to do that, but there's some folks out there. You go to Corner Bob. He know how to fix your car, and he gonna charge you $200-300 less than if you was taking it to the shop, and it's gonna run better than taking it to the shop. So, um, now the cons with that, um, the empathy gap. I believe that people, people, I believe that people who are of a certain financial status look down on other people as, oh, I got mine, you should get yours. Even the ones that got theirs through nepotism, like you ain't get nothing, your parents had it, so now you got it. You ain't worked for nothing, and you looking down at me when this was offered to you on a silver platter. You ain't strive for nothing. You ain't get nothing. So yeah, and the worst thing is the isolation. Could you imagine if we would have, if we would have had super duper money and y'all would grew up rich? Like y'all want to know who was truly y'all friend or not? If they was really y'all friend, or they was friends with y'all money.
Mm.
But when you don't have no money, you ain't got to
That's
worry
true.
about that, huh?
I say, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that because you broke, I'm broke, we all broke, and we still friends. That's why I say certain people, like we talked about the last podcast, who would you take with you? Those, because you know for a fact when you don't have money, you know for a fact who basically is there for you, pretty much.
Right. You do. You really, really do.
So, what's your thought on the rich aspect?
I feel like when you're I feel like rich people, uh, well, I had this thought when you was talking, and it makes it everything easier when you have a lot of money. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I was thinking. I was like, with everything that I do, if I had money with some of the stuff I do, it'd be 100 times a lot more easier for me to get a lot more stuff done. Like if I had money, I'd probably buy land to where I can just go shooting. I wouldn't be worried about like, man, I don't want to go, gun club and sign up to these people's gun club just to shoot my gun. And I want to shoot my gun in my backyard. I was just like, man, let me go buy some shooting land. And I call my buddies like, hey, look, I just bought some land, some good land. We can go shooting. Let's go. And
Mm-hmm. Right. But you don't need, but they have free spots where you can go and shoot. So,
yeah, right. No,
and
you
you can
don't. I
save your
looked them
money.
up. I
Right.
looked them up.
And you can save money.
Um, it's just I don't know. I wouldn't. And then at the same time, I see I know how to get there. It's just I would have to sacrifice a lot of things to get there. But the thing is, if I was already there, if I don't think I would grow. I wouldn't have went through some of the stuff I went through. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I would have had money. I would have been laughing at people like, man, I'll sue you. Put your hands on me. If you put your hands on me, my family lawyer will have you in court. You know what I'm saying? That's how I would have grew up
Right.
talking to people. You know what I'm saying? Like on some
instead of
realness.
knowing how to fight for yourself.
Man, and he said like that. Yeah, instead of knowing how to throw them blows and hit somebody, instead of knowing how it feels to be hit and hit somebody and take that hit and keep going. Yes, he put his hands on me and I called my lawyer. My lawyer said I can sue him and get as much money as I needed as long as I had severe damage. And I was traumatized from the events of everything that happened because I did not know he was going to put his hands on me. I've never, ever been assaulted in my life.
Yeah,
Because if you think about it, that's an assault, you know?
y'all
And
would have grew up soft.
We're growing up in a hood because ain't no rich people in the hood. So you're growing up in a hood, learning how to defend yourself, how to how to assault people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the attacker is learning how to assault people. The one who's defending himself is learning self-defense, and then vice versa. When all right, now your turn. All right, bet. Now you attacking. So we learn how to defend ourselves, how to throw blows, how to cause pain to another person. You learn that. You know what I'm saying? When you have not that rich money because you got to learn how to protect your money and you don't have the lawyers and the safety deposit banks. You just got a regular bank account. Some people don't even believe in trusting the bank account because they're not rich, they're not wealthy, so they had their money under the mattress. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a whole nother thing. People, you know what I'm saying? Like if I grew up rich, my money would be in all type of different things. You know what I'm saying? Like my money, I'd get to the age where I probably was like 16 and probably bought like 5 different stores, invested in Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? Like probably invested in some Lego land. All because I still probably would have enjoyed it. I don't think this stuff would have changed what I enjoyed unless rich people are just snobby. So I don't think it would have changed what I enjoyed. I think I still would have been playing video games. Because think about it, I would have had them first. I would have been.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have had time.
Hey, y'all say y'all working on a PS5, right? Yeah, I need that now. What do you mean it's not done? I don't care if it's not done. Look, bring it to me now. I want to see how it's running. I got
it don't work like that.
I got $1 million for it. You know what I'm saying? When you have connections, it work like that. You think these gamers and these YouTubers are the only ones who can get a game because they're testing out and playing? No, I bet you it's people who know developers who've taken the game home. Hey son, test this out. We working on this. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I got a buddy that's working on this game. I need you to come look at it real quick. All right, bet. Come through. Like it's people like that in the world who work and get together like that. You got Adam Sandler's all over the world within the industry, not just in movies. And I use him as a reference because he's like that. He's that type of guy where he'll put all his people into movies and stuff. So, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So when you rich, you just have a different outlook on life, and I ain't gonna say it makes you less responsible because you what the oh, okay, it's right there. Because you're still, I was looking at my medals. I thought I was missing one. Because they're still responsible because they got to learn how to maintain that money, how to keep that money. We ain't talking about the rich who fail and lose their money. We talking about the ones who got that bread and they keep that bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, them the ones I want to learn from. Like, hey, how you get that bread? Like, teach me the trade, and I mean the trade. You know what I'm saying? So I can do it too. But if you have the money, it puts you around more money, and then you learn how to make more money. So it's like that. But I feel like when you're the other way around, and when you have money and you're around people who ain't got money, and it probably rubs off. So that's why you have to move away. Damn, it sucks. That's why you have to move away to a area where people have money, because then you get to, I don't know, I wouldn't say adapt, but you get to spread your wings in an environment that will accept you for who you are and what you're doing. Because rich people don't get rich and stay in the hood. Sinbad left Ben Harbor. The dude from, what's his name? Ernie Hudson. He left Ben Harbor. What's his name? The
But
dude from
they came back and donated different things.
yeah, but they left Ben Harbor. They don't live here. They're not doing stuff here now. They're not helping the community now. And I'm not dissing them. This is nowhere near a diss. I'm just stating the fact. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, when I get rich and I get some bread, I'm gonna do a lot for this city. I might. You know what I'm saying? The city did a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? It taught me how to fight, taught me a lot of things. I learned about Palm Pilots out here, you know what I'm saying? Playing basketball, football, you know what I'm saying? Ben Harbor did a lot for me, you know? I was never on any Ben Harbor teams, because by the time that happened, I was already in Oceanside, but I have memories of being here. So, yeah, I would do something. I'd put a store down here, a dispensary or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already got a tagline. I almost said it. I don't want anybody to steal it. But yeah, I'd do something like that. But would I live here, knowing how this place is, knowing how people are? Yeah, because I still have my gun license. Because in Michigan, we have those right to carry. You know what I'm saying? We have CPLs and you have the open carry and all that. So I still have my gun like money wouldn't change that. No, I'm still gonna pop you legally if you try to kill me or try to take my stuff. And I'm gonna go to court. Now that I'm rich, I'm gonna go to court with a great lawyer. My lawyer's gonna be so good, he's gonna be like, Your Honor, why are we here? And they're gonna be like, case dismissed. That's that's how it's going. That's how rich I'm going to be, because it's going to be like, look, it's obvious that my client self defense. It's obvious that my client was protecting himself because he grew up here. He does a lot in this community. He has money and boom, 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 blah, blah, blah. Now I'm the rich dude who got off for defending himself in the city he grew up in, which he got money in. It's that simple. So I don't see, can't say an excuse of, oh, maybe they got afraid of the city, or maybe they're, no excuse. But I get it. People do their own thing and they go their own route. They're like, hey, I'm going to do this for this place, and then I'm going to go on here and skirt up out of
Well, okay, I can see that.
But when you poor, and I feel like, and I can't even, because these dudes grew up poor. And it hurts me to say this, because I feel like when you're poor and you know what it's like to go without and to grow up with people who ain't got it, and y'all went through it and y'all struggled to get through it, and you was the lucky one to break through. And because I feel like I let some people down, like, because I forgot the mission. Like when I left Coloma, like this is some real stuff. Like when I left Coloma, and I think about everybody who, and I'm gonna put the air quotes in this because I don't know if they truly believe, but at that moment, the ones who believed in me when I was getting ready to move to California, because they knew what I was doing, they knew who I was, they knew, oh yeah, he can rap, he funny, he finna go to Cali, he gonna get discovered. Hey man, don't forget about me, man. Hey man, you gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, I was close. I was doing my thing out there, man. But at the same time, I was doing my thing out there, and I wasn't doing things so positive to where blessings was gonna fall upon me, because I was being cocky and taking advantage of the lifestyle I was living and how I was living. And I felt like the way I was going then, if I would have became rich, I would have lost my money famously, like in public eye by doing some crazy stuff or getting locked up because I had a very bad temper and I was not nice. And
Right.
so yeah, so
Now
making
imagine
it
your
then,
temper that you had back then and having money.
exactly.
So yeah.
Hello, hey man.
Right.
Not on this line. Okay, I'll call you back. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. Like it, like, cause I
Right.
got money. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I'm just saying, like it. Yes, with a temper, and you got bread, and you rich, and you like doing it, like, and so it was like it was a reason why the things I was doing, it stopped at a halt the moment I started leaning into the more things that I was doing. And I'm being candid with y'all because it's live, and I don't really want to talk about my life like that. Not yet. Not, we ain't on that subject, but I definitely know now that when I get back on that path of what I was doing on a positive road, since I already am, and once things break through, oh, especially with your books and the movies and the skits and the different things, and once I get a hold of people, man, it's just gonna hold on a whole nother thing. But I feel like when I got out there, I dropped the ball on that, and there's a reason for that because you don't. Some people don't need to get money yet because I had got money
Right.
and I was foolish. I was crazy with that money. Even when Cali and the money I had wasn't even big money. It was just money. You know, it was good. I was just making good money. I had good money. I was making money. Can't say money without saying money enough. I was not broke. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, and it was just good. And I would have been even more dangerous. I said the word wrong. Dangerous with money. Because that's why they say money is the root of all evil. Because some people, if you don't have a kind heart and you have money, you're not going to do the right things with it. And I think that's the difference between growing up rich and growing up poor. When you grow up rich, and that's just my opinion. You rich people out there, I don't know if y'all don't take the time to listen to this. Y'all might see the title and be like, let me hear this. And this is just my opinion. But when you're growing up rich, the things that you value aren't the same as the people who grow up poor.
Right.
And the way you treat people isn't the same as a person who grew up poor. There are some people out there who are very humble. Okay. But y'all are the ones who are like a needle in a haystack. Just like there are the ones who grow up poor who just grew up to be very, very stingy and not helping the other man. And those are a needle in a haystack. You know, you'll find those type of people and they'll get along with each other perfectly. Oh man, I grew up poor, but I hate the poor. Oh man, I grew up rich and I hate the poor. We're best friends. You know
See.
what I'm saying? Those are the people who get along. You know, so it's like that's my opinion. Money will change you. Depends on how your heart is. And for those who grow up without it, they learn how to handle it better than the ones who grew up with it. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see that if you're not having it, um, and if you get it, you. I don't know. I think it all depends because I kind of think that if you never had money and you get it all of a sudden, that you might just um mess it up because you too geeked on the fact that, oh, I got money now, I got money now, and and you just doing this and you're doing that and you're doing that, you're trying to live the life that you was never able to live, and before you know it, you broke. Instead of um telling yourself, I have money now, so let me keep this money, let me not blow it, let me focus, let me do right, let me invest in this and that. You party in cars and houses for what? For what? What is that gonna do for you? So, but I think I would say, looking at it all, I'm glad the way we grew up. I'm glad the way y'all grew up, only a little bit, only on the aspect of the simple fact of the matter that I didn't have to worry, even though I was like, oh, I wish, but I didn't have to worry about different things that other rich people have to worry about. You know, I knew who my frenemies were, my enemies were. You know, I knew all this because it wasn't nothing for them to use with me. I ain't had no money. You know what I'm saying? But and on the flip side of that, like I said, I wish I would have been able to not like sending y'all to camps and stuff like that. And back then, yeah. But when y'all got older and all this stuff was coming out in the news, I was glad it was no. I'm glad it was different. So, um, I would say I would rather not be poor or rich. I would rather just be comfortable. Yeah, I would rather I would rather be comfortable. I want to pay be able to pay bills without worry. Um, take trips, just to take trips, be able to go on family trips comfortably. You know, things of that nature. Be able to travel. But then think about that. Look how many folks are able to travel and they get on these planes. I think I still wouldn't have been flying because I don't like to fly, so I don't think that would have changed. I still wouldn't be flying, so no, that part wouldn't matter. I'm still ain't flying, but we would have went on more family trips. But y'all did a lot, so that I don't know, because how many times did y'all go to Disneyland and then Legoland and Six Flags? So y'all know. So you know, I don't know. Hello. So yeah, on that aspect, um, I would say that I think being able to um not have to worry about doing certain things what is much was the hardship because like when my boys was growing up, me wanting to be able to buy them like put a whole jungle gym in the backyard for them so they could play um you know stuff like that, being able to I don't know, just be able to let them enjoy, and it's not like they didn't enjoy their childhood, but them being able to enjoy their childhood even more than they did um than they did. Oh, all right. So hold on, technical difficulties. Something happened. Hello. Oh, the weather knocked out the internet. So hey, they can still hear you. So talk up. We're gonna do it this way. He on the phone. Really? Because I can't. Oh, they can't. Oh, wait. So wait. So the podcast. Wait, this is like. Hold on. The podcast still going. Right. I don't know. You going? I don't know how to do that. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay. So see if you jump back in and join the session. Let's see what happened. Did the lights go out?
And I
All right,
am back, everybody.
yeah, he in Michigan, they must be having a snowstorm. Oh, like he said, the weather was like, bye bye, see ya, have a nice life. Oh, that's crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Say something.
I've said something. I'm here. Here you go. Here we go. It sounds different. I sound weird.
Okay, so anyway,
You
as
saying
I
some
was
good
saying,
stuff too, man. I'm like, oh no, 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 no.
yeah, I was saying basically, a recap real quick, like, because they already heard it. The only aspect of when y'all was growing up is not being able to, like, I wanted to buy y'all, I would see these neat like jungle gyms and play things that you could put in your backyard, and I hate the fact that I couldn't get that, even though I wanted to get it, but I ain't had the money to get it. I wanted y'all to have things to do, but on the flip side, y'all was able to use y'all
Nah.
imagination.
See, if you did that,
Right.
then you would have kept us in the backyard, and that wouldn't have been good for us. Because without you doing that, without us having those things, we was able to wander the world, and the world was our backyard. The world was our playground. The world was our slide. Man, we was on top of roofs. We was in abandoned buildings. What? What? Man, we
Right.
used to
So
discover candy stores and freeze cup houses, candy houses. Like we would have never known that that stuff existed if we would have stayed in our little bubble of a playground in our backyard. You know what I'm saying? No, we good.
okay.
We want to go to the park? No, we got a park in our backyard. We're good.
Right.
No.
See,
So,
so on that
it taught us to
aspect,
be sociable, like you said.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so basically, I would rather have been comfortable, being able to pay the bills and not worry about it, being able to, well, I can't say, being able to, I don't even know, like you said, not even, I don't say buying y'all any kind of clothes y'all want to, because like you said, you was able to grow an appreciation of the things you had because of the situation. So I on the aspect of talking, I can clearly say right now that I'm glad we had the life we had when we had it. But now, he can hook a sister up. Now, if he can hook a sister up. Can we, like, yeah, put me on the money train.
Exactly. I feel like for this year, like I feel like, all right, God, I did it. I survived it. I know what it's like to grow up with having money, not being where it's like, no, I know all of it. You know what I'm saying? From living in a shelter to getting back on the feet to, man, owning a house to owning a home to soon we're gonna be owning the businesses and stuff. Like it's like I feel like you have to go through things and you have to become mature in certain journeys in order to do it. Like me, like I'm so great in customer service now. Like I can do. I feel like I can. I said one of my songs. I said I'm trying to get people to put money in my pockets like they trying to bank with me.
See,
Like because and it's just true. And that's true. I want people to invest in me, and it's like I'm and I have that ability. I like that, but the old me wouldn't have been so customer service, so be for the people. And it's like growing and living and working the jobs I had taught me to be that to where if I had my own company, I know how to please customers. You know what I'm saying? I know how to satisfy within the job. So it's like I feel like everybody this year, not just me, not just for those who grew up like me where we had money and we know how it feels to get close to a lot of money and back down to not that much money, but still in between teetering where you got money to where you can go buy guns and go do this and buy this and that and stuff, but you still got to pay your bills, you know? So you
Yeah.
maintain it. You know,
Yeah.
everybody got that life you can maintain because we maintain it. You know what I'm saying? I'm maintaining. Look, I got children I take care of, but I'm maintaining, you know? And it's like, for us in his world, we're gonna get to the point where we no longer have to maintain because we moving, we grooving. That's what 2026 is gonna be. 2026 is gonna be the year for us to now splurge, now be thriving, not maintaining, but thriving and really moving in the way we supposed to be moving. And I feel like this podcast is a part of it. My mom's books, go check them out there on Amazon. That's a part of it, you know.
The Cursed Faith, the power that destroys, the power that saves. You'll see it. It's 7 books already published if you want to throw it out there.
Yep. First adaptation of a movie coming out soon.
But
You gotta
now,
say these things and believe it. But
see,
yeah,
he come
now
back in. He got kicked out for a minute, and he realized, honey, time's up. It ain't my fault your internet went out with your little raggedy winter storm. So we gonna
let's
get
do
to
it.
the word, huh?
I
We
said
gonna
let's
get
do
to
it.
the word of the day. And I hope y'all stay for the word of the day and learn a little bit of something other, another. So the word of the day is equitable. And I usually save them in my folder, but I promise you, I'm like, I don't even see it, so I can have her pronounce it. I've been searching for it, and I can't find it. Him being kicked, see, threw everything off. Him being kicked out just threw everything off. So it's spelled EQUABLE. Here we go. I
What?
found it. I had to search for it. So let's see what she say. I gotta cut the phone back up because you know we gotta cut it down. So don't want nobody calling in the middle of the podcast. Okay, it's not. And I'm down here and it ain't acting right. Come on, please, and thank you. Probably because my phone is on 14%. But the definition is, hold on.
Equable.
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 Y'all hear it? Can you hear it?
Equable.
Of a person.
Equitable.
Yep, not easily disturbed or angered. Calm and even tempered.
Equable.
So there you go. So if you're the person that can just look at adversity in the face and just stay calm, you are
equable.
Repeat that one
well.
more time. If you're able to stay calm,
It's a not easily disturbed or angered, calm and
you know what's
even
crazy?
tempered.
I knew that already.
Equable.
Spell that word again.
EQUABLE.
That's funny.
Well, you heard it here, folks. I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. And as you can see, proof is in the pudding. We don't edit.
Right.
You'll know if you listen to the end.
After that,
we want you to have a good night. Be kind to someone on purpose and be blessed.
Equitable. Equitable.
And be
so
kind.
She just got kicked out. So I'm going to go ahead and do this outro by myself.
Because, are you still there?
I hope everybody have
I
a good
think he
night.
got
I
booted
hope y'all enjoyed
again.
the podcast.
I tell you,
And
winter
remember,
storms ain't no joke in
every time
Michigan.
we get on here, we're gonna
I
tell our
think he
truth.
was booted and tooted. So I'm just gonna say
How am I supposed
this
to do
is
this
our
without
truth
her?
because I am his mom,
Am I?
and unfortunately, you don't get to hear him
Am I
say
supposed to go?
because he's
So I am.
my son.
Wait, hold on. Yes, I'm right. I gotta do this
All
right,
right,
y'all.
later.
Bear with me.
Y'all be safe out there.
I can't believe she did that on the outro, man. See, I thought she was gonna try to come back in and like save the day, but that's not what's happening. So I guess it really is good night, y'all. Well, y'all have a good day. Have a good night. Be kind to someone new. Be kind to someone on purpose. Oh, wait, she's dialing in. Let's see what happens. I'm trying to do the outro right now by myself.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No. I don't want to do it by myself.
I did my part, so do it.
You gotta say your part.
I did.
What? No, you didn't. You gotta say the whole.
I did.
You're not even here.
Yes, I am.
No,
I did all that.
All I heard you say was the word of the day, and then you got kicked out.
You got kicked out.
No, I'm in here right now and looking at it. It's recording, and I'm going.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, because
you can't hear me. No, you can't hear me.
So you was over there just rambling, huh? Just going, just talking. You got a timer and a recorder up too? Yeah, y'all fans, y'all hearing this? Y'all getting all this raw and uncut. Everybody, man, they could have deleted all that.
Oh, shoot.
This is our truth, y'all. I'm her son. Good night.